These rocky shores where I call home, where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, it's these rocky shores, it's where I long to be. Yes, it's these rocky shores, they are home to me.
Whenever I leave here, it hurts me so, with tears in my eyes, oh, I hate to go. There ain't no work, and the kids need new clothes, the bills need paying, so I must go.
These rocky shores where I call home, where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, yes, these rocky shores is where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they're home to me.
Where did it all go? The life I once had on the ocean's gentle road. My tears in my eyes and my head in my hands, away from my family, I hope they understand.
That is these rocky shores where I call home, that's where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, it's these rocky shores where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they are home to me. Yes, these rocky shores, they are home to me.
Good evening and welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include: moose hunting season began on Saturday. Enrollment at our schools remained pretty much the same. The TWIR Fox Run is scheduled for next week. These stories plus community events, the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack and more coming up after this.
WARAMP's key tags are a symbol of our work for child amputees. Through the CHAMP program, children receive the artificial limbs they need to lead active lives. As they grow up, the WARAMPs will be there, providing information, guidance, and so much more. The WARAMPs, amputees helping amputees. Thanks to your support of the key tag service, lost key return now by courier.
The 1999 moose and caribou season starts on Saturday, September the 11th and continues until December the 11th, 1999. Excitement runs quite high on the first day of moose and caribou hunting season. Some hunters leave home on Friday night to camp in trucks, tents and shacks to get a head start for Saturday, while others leave their homes well before the crack of dawn to go to the best spots for hunting the big game. This year in the Caribou Area 61, there was 380 either sex licenses issued and 380 male only for a total of 760. This number has increased by 50 licenses from 1998. The Caribou Management Area 62 has 200 either sex and 300 male only licenses. These numbers remain the same as in 1998. In Moose Management Areas 11, 18, and 19, all remain the same as in 1998. Area 11 has 750 licenses, Area 18 as 250, and Area 19 as 300 licenses issued. Some of our local hunters took advantage of the pre-season bow hunting, which began on August the 28th for both moose and caribou. Of the 4 bow hunters that we know of, all 4 were successful in filling their licenses. According to one of the bow hunters, this type of hunting is very challenging and tests your hunting skills better than hunting with traditional methods. However you decide to hunt this season, we wish you every success. We hope you get that big one all the hunters are looking for. When school started on Tuesday, September the 7th, there was very little change in the enrollment. At the elementary school, there were 16 students in grade kindergarten, 20 in grade 1, grade 2, 3 as 26 students, Mrs. Foot's grade 4 class as 18, the grade 5s as 25, and Mr. Batcher as 16 grade 6s, for a total of 121 students. At the high school, the numbers are not totaled yet, but they are not expecting much change. At the elementary school level, there seems to be only one change, and that is the grade 5s have a new language program. The grade 9s have a new language book called Resource Lines. The grade 10 or level 1 have 2 new books for the same subject called Science, Technology, and Society. At the high school this year, we have 3 new personalities to get to know. The new principal, Mr. Lanahan, Miss Ann, and Mr. Vivian. We take this opportunity to wish them good luck in our school. Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after this.
WARAMP's key tags are a symbol of our work for child amputees. Through the CHAMP program, children receive the artificial limbs they need to lead active lives. As they grow up, the WARAMPs will be there, providing information, guidance, and so much more. The WARAMPs, amputees helping amputees. Thanks to your support of the key tag service, lost key return now by courier.
The 19th annual TWIR Fox Run will be held on Sunday, September the 19th at 1 p.m. The TWIR Fox Run attracts over 1 million participants of all ages at an estimate 5,000 run sites in 50 countries. You can run, walk, bike, rollerblade, or go the distance in a wheelchair. Over $2 million has been raised in TWIR Fox's memory. These funds have an enormous impact on cancer research and contributes to the hope and faith that one day the world will be cancer-free. Last year in Canada, $10.3 million was raised for the TWIR Fox Run. There were 1,100 communities run sites. This year, our community will be having a wall of hope again. Here, families and friends may put names of loved ones who have lost their lives to this disease. The wall of hope also includes name of survivors. With all of us working together, cancer can be beaten. But be sure to get out to join the annual TWIR Fox Run on Sunday, September the 19th. Now over to Councillor Robert Sims with the Council Report.
Good evening. A regular meeting of the Burgess Town Council was called to order on September the 1st, 1999. Some of the issues discussed at the meeting were as follows. Council wrote to the Department of Transportation regarding approaches to some of the bridges on the Burgess Road. To date, we have not received a reply. At the last meeting, Council also decided to write them regarding the amount of brush along the sides of the Burgess Road, especially in towards the Trans-Canada. I'm sure that motorists have noticed that the brush on some sections of that road is grown, nearly covering in the full sides right to the pavement, and it becomes very dangerous for moose and caribou and everything else. So Council thought they would write regarding this matter. Council also approved 2 building applications, one for the construction of a new dwelling and the other for the construction of a shed. Another issue, Council wrote a letter to Newtel regarding the use of cellular phones in the Burgess area. We received a reply in which they advised that there was no plans in the near future to have equipment installed for this purpose, but they will be taking a look at it. A letter had been written to Falcon Seafoods regarding the mess, I'm sure some people would notice this, from the fish trucks on the Reach Road, asking them to make sure that the fish containers are properly drained before the truck leaves the plant. And I'm sure that this will be looked after. Another issue, the town manager met with an official regarding parking near the Federal Building in the area of Centennial Street. And that is the street that's the road coming in from the point, coming in along by the Federal Building. I'm sure there have been motorists that have noticed this. If you're coming down Main Street along by the post office and you stop there at the intersection, before you make the right turn or the left turn, that looking out on Centennial Street coming in off the point, if there's something parked on your right, especially if it's a van or something that is a little bit high, that you don't have a view for vehicles coming in off of the point there. And in several occasions it have almost caused an accident. So for that reason, that the town manager did meet with an official, and they will be taking a look at same. This was all the issues that I had from the last meeting of the council, but I do have another very important issue to mention at this time, and that is the seriousness of the Burgeo Volunteer Fire Department. And what I mean there is, we're finding it very difficult to get new members to join the fire department, and as a result, at this time of the year, it's been for some time now that the fire department members are having to leave the town to look for employment, and this is causing even more problems, because right now we do have room for at least 5 or 6 full members to join the room for them to join the fire department. And with so many people leaving town to find employment, that the fire department is down drastically in its membership, which is causing some problem, especially weekends, when people got a tendency to go out on for weekends. And during the day, we have members on the fire department that is working in town that are working and just don't have the time, like fishermen and several other members that are working that requires out of town schedules and so forth. So what we're asking is, if there's anyone out there with time that they feel they can be off an asset to the fire department, feel free to approach and leave your name or pick up an application at the town office, or see the fire chief, Glen Ann, and come forward, and we would be certainly more than happy to have people to join up with the fire department. It is a very essential services. It plays drastically when you're talking about the amount of insurance, fire insurance that you pay. If we don't have a fire department, you will certainly see a difference in the amount of fire insurance you will pay in this community, and I'm sure that there's people who feels that without a fire department that you wouldn't feel the same, especially in the winter time, when we got a lot of people burning woods and things like that, and things can happen, not at any time. It don't have to particularly in the winter, or in the night, or in the day. And without a active fire department, then those things can be drastically affected. So again, on behalf of the town and the fire department, I ask anyone out there that if you have time that you think that you can spend with the fire department in any way, shape or form, then come forward and present your name. So thank you.
Stay with us for Off the Rack, the community events, and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
This is Cliff Chatterton of the War Ants. I've known Megan since she was 3. This is your new swimming arm. This is the sport hand that goes with it, okay?
She was enrolled in Champ after a terrible car crash cost her an arm. Show kids you care. Be a part of the War Amps Drive Safe campaign.
Drive safe.
Off the rack. This week as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a story that was heard on This Week in Review about a heavy rainfall we experienced in August 1993.
Here, just past Sealbrook, in the area referred to as Garth Marsden's cabin, the water is actually flowing across the road. Fortunately, however, the water is not too deep and motorists can still get by. Also, currents were raging at Sealbrook as the water overflowed its banks. Needless to say, it was not a good day to go swimming at Sealbrook. A river had formed along both sides of the road in the Woody Hill Brook area. The Department of Transportation called South Coast Construction in to ensure that the waters would not overflow onto the road in this area.
Good evening and welcome to the community event segment of tonight's broadcast. I'm Jennifer Marks. There are now prenatal classes available. If there is anyone who is interested in attending these classes, you may call the public health nurse at 886-3360. The Burgeo Recreation Commission is currently selling tickets on 1 year free cable, including Channel 25. Tickets are $1 each or 3 for $2. They are available from any recreation member and from some stores around town. Draw date will be on Tuesday, October 5th, 1999. All proceeds go to the Arena Fund. The Chemistry 3202 supplementary exam will be written on September 13th at 9 a.m. The Burgeo Search and Rescue have made it aware to the public again this year about the safety tips that every individual should take into consideration when leaving your home to go hunting or fishing. Here are 6 steps to follow. Before you leave home, let someone know where you are going and what time to expect you back. Always carry a compass and know how to use it. Take your rain gear with you at all times and always wear a sufficient amount of clothing for changing weather conditions. Always carry food, extra food, a first aid kit, matches or a lighter, or any fire starter, or an axe. Try to avoid the possibility of traveling alone. If you become lost, Don't panic. Use your best survival tool, your head. Think survival only. Stay in the area where you are, find shelter, and gather firewood. Use whatever is available to keep you warm. Don't ramble around, especially at night. You could become seriously hurt. Conserve your energy. Remember, keep both safety in mind. Always wear your personal flotation device. If your group or organization has an upcoming event plan, we'll be happy to advertise it for you. Call the BBS office by Wednesday of each week to have items included in this portion of our broadcast. That concludes the community event segment of tonight's broadcast. See you next week.
BBS Playbill. On Wednesday we will have a video entitled An Overview of the Canadian Firearms Law. Join Pans in the Gang for 2 stories of craft and lots of fun on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on the first Pansies Garden for this season. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. Next week's program will be followed by the entertainment from the Sand and Sea Festival featuring Long Shot. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night.